With so much emphasis being put on map update, it's very important that we don't overlook some of the basic and crucial things in the Mafia game, and that is our shop items. So today we're going to be talking about the shop. Welcome back to KvltDeFi, everyone. This is the channel where we bring you the latest and greatest in innovations and tech in decentralized finance, quite specifically on Pulse Chain, but even more specifically in the Dev Jacob ecosystem. We have 9 more days to go until map update. And through this video series, really, I want to try and showcase everything leading up to the map, where we are, what the game is, how the game really works. Right now, people are earning quite a large amount of money, really, from selling items on the marketplace. We already looked at keys, crates, and marketplace in the previous video, but today we're going to look at some of the items in a bit more detail. What the shop items are, they include things like, your armor, your bullets, your health. Ranking up your character and building up your inventory is probably the most crucial part of the game for your character-wise, and you do this through shop items. Let's have a look here on the website and we'll be able to see what items are currently for sale. So we have gone to BNBMAFIA.io. If we scroll across the top, we can actually see the markets tab. So once we click on the market, we'll be able to see everything that is sold currently on the market. We can see here, actually, the very first item that pops up is a slot machine. So if you have one of these business items, like a slot machine in game, anyone that plays on your slot machine, you effectively are the house. So you are going to be earning all the yield from people actually playing that game. It works the same way then for the roulette tables, and it works the same way for various different items. So if we scroll down, we can actually see here that a Douglas M3, which is an airplane, is currently for sale for $150 in BNB. Traveling from different areas through different areas requires these modes of transport. Okay, so if we actually click on the Douglas M3, we'll be able to see how many of these have actually already been sold. We can see what the average price was, and we can see how many there are currently in circulation in the game. So if we click here on the Douglas, we can actually see that the price has actually swung quite considerably. Now this is on BNB. Obviously, the same items are for sale over on Pulse Chain also. So we can see here that there have been 4 sales completed so far, and the average price is $185. We can see that there is a total supply of 45 currently over on BNB. And if we scroll down, we can see, yes, we have that one for sale. Let's look at the past transactions. So we see here 185, 149, and 189. Okay, so we're pretty sure that's the average price. Now, if you were to open a crate and get one of these Douglas, remember the crate costs you $19.99. And we can see that people are actually already selling them on the marketplace. So people are actually already earning from these shop items. Now, if we consider what are the most important items that a character should have, I mean, obviously bullets and health, hugely important. But what use are bullets if you don't have a gun? So if we scroll down here, we can see someone is selling a Thompson machine gun for $15. Someone is selling a Remington for $15. So right now, we know that it's actually cheaper to buy your inventory item directly from the marketplace as opposed to opening a crate, just in the case that you might get something a bit less desirable. So right now, that's immediately a 25% saving straight away just by getting that. So what you can actually do, you can keep an eye on the marketplace. You can look for inventory items which really are a pretty good deal, and you can help build up your worth that way, as opposed to buying keys and opening crates, right? Remember, right now, people are kind of hoarding keys because of the land titles which are coming up. So if you are new to the game and you want to start building up your inventory as soon as possible, really, go to the marketplace and start buying a lot of these items. There are some absolute steals actually at the moment. We can see here that a bulletproof suit is up here for $50 in BNB. We can see that slot machine was actually $679 in MAFIA token. So right now then, we will jump over to the wiki. And we can see here on the wiki, if we scroll down, we can see we have the shop, okay? So this basically describes to you what the weapons are and how the armor works and all the rest. So we can see here weapons. So killing or defending requires a weapon loadout. Head over to the shop and see what they offer. Each city has a weapon store, and all weapon stores are owned by families. Every sale generates a small fee to the controlling family, right? We can see here then that some items Now, these numbers are rough. If we look here, it says all prices are purely for example's sake. These will not be the final game values. But we could see that a handgun, a Colt 1911, would be for sale for $10,000 in-game value, and that has an attack value of 10, and the max quantity is 1. So then we go down, we have a Smith & Wesson 357, $25,000. We have a Remington model, which we saw on the marketplace. That's going for 50,000 in-game cash, and that has an attack value of 25. Then a Thompson, also we saw on the marketplace, going for 150. And on the marketplace, you will see lots of Molotov cocktails and lots of grenades up for sale. Now, we don't exactly know until we get closer to launch exactly the power that these weapons are going to have in terms of killing. Like, for example, if you were to attack someone with loaded out with bodyguards, how much impact would a grenade actually have if you threw it, I don't know, in their car or in their shop or something like that? So we don't actually know that at the moment, but keep an eye on this wiki, because like we say, this wiki is a living document. It's subject to change, and it changes quite often as things start to progress. Okay, if we click on armor now, if you are being attacked, remember you have 1 life in this game, so it's important to make sure that you have as much protection as possible. So it says here, having armor is greatly impactful while being under attack. If you want to survive, you should drop by the shop and pick up some armor. It says here that leather gloves have a cost of $25,000 and the defense value is 10. A bulletproof vest, $100,000 and a value of defense value of 50. A bulletproof suit is $250,000 and it has a defense value of 150, and then a bomb suit is $500,000 and it has a defense value of 250. Now, you will notice with some of the weapons and with some of this armor, some of the items are not currently available on the marketplace, which means that they're going to be added into crates in the future as the game continues to progress. That could mean that we will have a plethora more of weapons. It would mean that we have various different types of armor coming later down the line. Okay, it would be actually great to see if you could mount weapons on your cars, for example. I think that would be a pretty cool item. Now, if we go down to the next one, then we look at transport. Now, moving around the MAFIA metaverse generally requires some sort of transport, right? Transportation. Whether you are going from city to city, maybe you could take a train, right? Or if you wanted to go continent to continent, obviously then you would need access to some sort of airplane, which is what we saw. So the Douglas M3 is an airplane which can bring you to different areas. Now, you can move around in this MAFIA metaverse as much as you want. You obviously need to be careful to leave some sort of defense on your items at home, if you like, while you're away. These can be done through, obviously, through the helper credits, which we saw. They can do various tasks for you while you're away. That's why, again, helper credits and notification credits, very, very, very important item to have on stock. Now, transport, it says reduce your travel cooldown times by having faster transport available. So it says here, a motorcycle might cost $75,000. It has an attack and defense value of 25. An armored car then would be 150,000. That would have an attack of 25 and a defense of 100, obviously because it's armored. And then you have a Humvee. Again, Humvees are not currently available from the crates in the marketplace, so this is again something which is going to be coming in the future. So that costs $300,000 in-game cash. It has an attack of 50 and a defense of 150. Now, again, we saw with the planes right now at the moment, so the Douglas M3 plane, which we saw for sale in the marketplace, is the only plane currently available in the crates. So these are again going to be added in the future. Now, a Douglas M3, it says, costs about $1.5 million in-game cash and has a cooldown period of 30 minutes. That means that once you use your plane to travel somewhere, you have to wait 30 minutes before you can use that again to leave to go somewhere else, right? Cooldown times are extremely important for nearly any activity that happens in the game. It also happens with heists. You know, you can't literally do a heist and then a second after keep doing more and more and more. They have cooldown times. And again, it says all prices are listed are purely for example's sake. These will not be the final game values. Now, again, look at this beautiful graphic down here. We can see cars and different shop items. Now, there are going to be a huge amount of numbers of cars in the game. Some cars are going to be quite expensive. Some cars are going to be a bit cheaper. Some cars are going to have more value than others. Some cars might be a bit more beaten up. And then what we would probably see happening in the game is if you have a low ranked car or it's not in good condition, you might literally just go to a bullet crusher and give them that car, and you know, while they take a little fee for themselves because they own it, you will get the remainder in bullets. Now, bodyguards. Let's talk a bit about bodyguards. Bodyguards have different functions in the game. It's not literally just about defense, defense, defense. There are 4 different types of bodyguards in the game. It says bodyguards are extremely important for your account's offense and defensive values. List of bodyguards available. Note, cooldown rank per level is 500 minutes. Bodyguards, which are named Johnny, they have cost per level as you can rank up these bodyguards. So if you actually start out with a low level Johnny, you can actually rank that bodyguard up to the level 10, to the highest level. It says here that Johnny's skill is connections. Now, we have been looking at connections and we speculated quite a lot over some live streams. And connections really is about facilitating dialogue between people, between families, maybe between territories, maybe between shops. We don't exactly know how it's going to work 100% yet because, again, we're in early access. And it says here that there are 10 different levels. So then next down we have a gym. So gyms cost about $1 million per level, and they're economy driven bodyguards. So they might be responsible for doing things like negotiations when it comes to selling items. And again, they have 10 different levels. Then we have Sams, right? Sams and Franks are probably the most common bodyguards that we've seen out there at the moment. A lot of people are selling them. So a Sam is an offensive bodyguard. So basically, if you want to attack another player, you're going to have your Sams. I would suggest you have more than one. A lot of people really have built up character wallets where they have, you know, one character packed with bodyguards, both attack and defense, to take care of their items. And then we have Franks. So Franks are pretty the most expensive. These are your defensive bodyguards. So if someone attacks you in this game, they have to attack. So if they attack you, they're actually attacking your bodyguards first. So it's very important for you to have a number of Franks available. They will take the impact of that fight, right, before you do. So they will get used up first. Now, if imagine you're in a situation where you have a level 10 Frank, someone tries to attack you, and your level 10 Frank is losing his power rapidly, and you're thinking, oh, they're going to get through my Frank, and now they're actually going to get to me. So what you can do in that split second, you can either buy a key, open a crate, hope that you get a bodyguard, or you can go to the marketplace and buy that bodyguard pretty much straight away. Or if you have another character set up that has an inventory of Franks, of bodyguards, you can literally just transfer that Frank to the account that's being attacked, and they will help you straight away. It says here, note, the exact attack and defense values of bodyguards are not known. They're kept a secret as part of the game balance. You can rank your bodyguards up in level to become better and better. This will be expensive, but again, it's also extremely important. If you're under attack, what price would you put on your inventory and therefore your life in this game? When you attack someone else, your bodyguards will take the hit before you do. So engaging in a war will kill your bodyguards, and you have to repurchase them and rank them up again. So that is bodyguards. Actually, if we go back to the marketplace, have a look at the marketplace, and we can see, if we look at history, we can see if anybody has actually sold any of the bodyguards. So scroll down, we can see here people are selling armored cars, people are selling helper credits. Here we go. So we can see someone has sold a level 5 Johnny, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and they were sold for $10 each in BNB. So we can see that some of the lower level ranked bodyguards, they're actually quite cheap to stock up on because obviously there's less than the price of a key. And then in game, you can actually rank up that level 5 Johnny as the game progresses. So it will absolutely make sense to get as many bodyguards as you can, to get as many weapons as you can, to get as many, as much armor as you can. And, you know, things like grenades, we can see here, look, there's a grenade here for $6. Again, We don't know exactly the impact that a grenade will have at this stage quite yet, but it is coming definitely in the future. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about cooldowns. So what we will do to share this. So cooldowns. So cooldown is the time before you can perform the same action again. It says certain actions have cooldown periods until they can be performed again. Here's a list of all the actions that have a cooldown period attached to them. So it says here just a basic crime. So in the game you can rob a hot dog vendor, for example. So let's say you rob a hot dog vendor. That means that every 5 minutes you can rob a hot dog vendor again. You know, when you attack or when you try to do one of these heists, it takes into consideration, you know, your rank, your character rank, your worth, all these types of things. And also then it gets attached to an RNG. So an RNG will pick your chance of success. If you are successful, you can literally do that every 5 minutes to earn this city inflation. If you want to steal a car, then there is a cooldown time of 15 minutes. And it says here is based on your rank, right? So you have to have a certain rank in the game as a player to do some of these tasks. Smuggling, there's a cooldown period of 45 minutes. Again, it's based on rank. Traveling, so you can all travel has a cooldown time of 60 minutes, and that is based on your owned transport. So remember, we saw the cars, the motorcycles, the planes, etc. If you kill another player, there is a cooldown time of 120 minutes before you can go and kill somebody else. Now, I know that in game, some people are gearing themselves up to be assassins or hitmen. So that, again, very important for them is to know that they have a cooldown time of 2 hours after every kill. Buying blood, again, it has a cooldown time of 120 minutes. Why would you need to buy blood? So if you were attacked and your character is quite weak, after the attack, you would need to obviously then purchase some blood from the hospital. Again, that will have a cooldown period before you can do it again. So if you are attacking someone, if you are the attacker and you're attacking someone, even though they might boost up their health, you will know that they can only buy blood again in a 2-hour window after they've been attacked. It says here a car race. So if you do a car race, there is a cooldown period of 5 hours. And it said it requires one other user because obviously in a race you have to have at least 2 people. If you do a heist, there's a cooldown period of 12 hours. That again requires one other person. If you're doing organized crime, so maybe bank robberies or something quite big, maybe attacking other families, there's a cooldown period of 48 hours, and that requires 3 other users. So keep that in mind. And then obviously, if you do something absolutely massive, then there's a cooldown period of 150 hours, and that requires 9 other users. We have 9 days to go before the map update. We are down into single digits, boys and girls, single digits. That was it for the shop items. Now you can see how important it is to make sure that you have, by the time game goes live, you have to have your characters ranked up. Make sure that they are absolutely perfect. Make sure that you have solid offense and defense. Make sure you have enough bullets and health. All of these things you can get from crates, or all of these things you can get from the in-game marketplace. Now, that was it for me. So tune in again tomorrow when we have another video coming for you. If you like the look of these 2 items, I would suggest that you visit pulseconstore.com. Pulseconstore.com has the best Hex and PulseChain merchandise that I've seen out there. And if you want to have a 20% discount deal off the value in your shopping cart, you can use the deal which we have up here. That's kind of it. If is your first time here, really like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're going to be dropping these videos all the time. We also do various streams, various live events, all of that good stuff. If it's a thing you want to donate to the channel and keep the lights on and the gears and the wheels turning, then you can do that by visiting KvltDeFi.pls, or there is an address in the description. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of it, and I look forward to catching you in the next one.